Fresh out the boat in the promised land, 24 hours, got a gun in my hand. Sagebrush, prairie fires I can see. God bless manifest destiny. Night of hard drinking and I met a bad man. Traded money for my soul and my quick hand. A contract paying for some men to be dead. Paid me silver to fix it with lead. Vultures circling overhead. There's a number to my.
Since around 1990, I've been coming out to this area to chase mule deer. I've eaten most of my Thanksgiving meals out here in camp or some little diner along the way. Obviously, I've come here for the deer hunting, but this place has become so much of who I am today.
No time wasted on a cold dark day. Smelled their beer from a mile away. Charged in fast as the morning broke. Thunder and lightning and a cloud of smoke.
I think part of what makes mule deer hunting so unique is where they live and how you hunt them. I think just sitting on a high ridge and letting your glass do most of the walking is about the best way to locate and kill good bucks year after year.
Never look back, son. Live by the gun and you're gonna die young. Ever on the run, never look back, son. You live by the gun and you're gonna die young.
Well, it's exciting to be back out here. Kind of make that switch from elk brain to deer brain, and that's happening as we speak here. It's general season now. Mule deer are just starting to rut, so come back to the old familiar grounds here to start to see if these bucks are showing up, and they are. But it's still early. We've got a lot of season left still, and the best is yet to come, but it does feel good to get back out here and, like I said, kind of switch that mode to looking for deer, looking for white spots versus big tan bodies. And that's just kind of the name of the game out here, is at least what I like to do is get posted up in a really good vantage point and just start picking this stuff apart. At a glance you would think there's not much in it, but you take the time to sit here for a while and it's amazing. You start picking out one deer and two deer and it leads to more, and next thing you know you find the buck you're after. You can see this country behind me has been burned years and years ago. Between the color of that burn and the color of this grass, man, these deer just disappear like you would not believe in here.
A small hit of dopamine floods in my bloodstream. A notification calls me to act now. Constant distractions divert my attention to the fact that I'm no longer happy somehow. The media.
Really just got out here to start deer hunting, and Spotted a really cool young buck, pretty buck, but just not quite that next click, but still a really cool deer. And he's acting ruddy, which is exciting. I knew it wasn't going to be a great year for antler growth, so I decided to try to focus on age and try and find that old buck that you can tell is on his way downhill. This was the perfect deer that we need to live in this area. After the last few hard years, I was hoping a deer like this would live and pass on his genetics. Even though he's beautiful, and I would be stoked to put my tag on him, I was hoping he'd live through the season. Well, we had a couple minutes here in the hunt where we're not seeing any deer, and I was thinking about a conversation that I had with my buddy Tom, and he's from Ohio, out here hunting mule deer, and asked me, do mule deer make scrapes? And it was a great question. I've actually never been asked that question, and I've never heard anybody ask that question. But I personally have never seen a mule deer make a scrape like a deer, go under a licking branch, scrape, pee in it, and move on. And maybe they do, but I think it's just because they're not habitual. These mule deer will cover 10, 15 miles in a day during the rut just chasing does, and there's no sort of structure to their movement as far as that goes. So I mean, that's my theory. I don't think mule deer make scrapes, but just something I was thinking about and was really interesting. So anyway, just some of the stuff you think about when you're out here and trying to figure these animals out, what to look for sign, how to find mule deer from a base level. You know, do you look for them like whitetail? How do you look for them? And it is interesting. It's a totally different game, and one I thoroughly enjoy, but just getting into prime time here, so we're going to keep kind of easing down this ridge here and hopefully see a good mature buck. This area has been going through drought the past couple of years. Deer numbers were definitely down from the years growing up. Instead of there being mule deer scattered across the landscape, they were only in small pockets, found mostly near a good water source. I was finding deer, actually more than I expected to, but they all seemed like younger bucks that could use some age. I knew with this many does around, there had to be at least one older buck nearby. So I decided to keep moving and changing up my vantage points. Well, guys, I just got up into this basin here. As soon as I got in here, I saw a really good buck. Kind of go trotting up into this stuff here. where the pavement ends. On X begins. When I first spotted this buck, he actually saw me first and blew out. I was shocked at how tall he was and knew it was a buck worth going after. He was an older buck and never going to be any more than he is right now. It's exactly the type of deer I was hoping to find. Well, that was a classic case of getting caught. Dang it, man. If that buck would have given me 2 more seconds, I was just getting laid down. And he got onto me and took off. Now he went over the top here. So, dang it. Well, I have found a bunch of deer right where he just came running through. I darn near hurried up and pulled the trigger on this buck, and thankfully I didn't. I mean, it's not a bad buck, but it's not the buck I came in here for. But he's running right here at 300 yards. I have a feeling that big buck is still in here somewhere. I just think he's holding tight where these other deer have jumped up. was going to get away too. 360 yards. I think I hit him a little back that first shot. It looked like he was limping in the hind end. I don't know if that wind pushed that bullet further than I thought from here or what, but follow-up shot put him down. Man, that is great deer too. Super heavy, really big back forks. Just a neat buck. Get to go meet my buddies. Just flying in from Ohio, New York to hunt deer with me. I wanted to try to get it done today. I'm just gonna roll into camp with a surprise, not even let them know I got it done today. I can see him laying there. Great buck. Go check him out. Old buck. You can tell he's on the way downhill. Just everything heavy, but not a lot of points. But big old frame, super tall, real round, good mass, just a sweet buck. Get this dude taken care of and go meet everybody at deer camp. What a way to roll into camp. This will get the morale high, that's for sure. Luckily he didn't roll into this canyon here. I was a little worried about that when I hit him. But what a great looking deer. Great looking deer. I am jacked, man. Got a couple more hours here before I was gonna have to load up and go meet the boys. So this is perfect. Can't wait to tell them. I've always loved the challenge of hunting and filming by myself. For me and what I have a passion for, it's kind of the ultimate challenge. What's even better than that is when I can head back to camp and share the story of the hunt with some of my best friends. For me and what I love, it just doesn't get much better.
So awesome, Jason. Cool.
Yeah, he's just a weirdo. He was like so tall.
Just a weirdo.
He is.
Just a creep.
He's like, I don't know. Like I said, he's not a deer that's going to score anything, but just a cool buck.
Heck yeah, man.
And old. I mean, a lot bigger bodied than my deer last year.
Did you quarter him out?
I had all day. I cut him in half.
Kicked him out. Oh, yeah. Man, congrats. That's so amazing. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. We were joking, right? We're like, maybe he killed. No one's heard from him. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's amazing, dude. Congrats.
Should we hang him? Let's do it.
Yeah, we probably should, huh?
Well,
I think we should.
what time did you guys get here?
5?
Yeah, right around just after dark.
The older you get, I think the more you realize that these are the moments that deer hunting is all about. I love the challenge of hunting and being by myself out there, but there's nothing like laughing and the gathering around the meat pole in celebrating in somebody's harvest, whether it's mine or my buddies. This is why we come to deer camp, and this is why we hunt with friends. Hunting is a very personal thing, but in the end, we love to come back and share it with big groups. It's just part of who we are, and it's part of who we always have been.
Ever on the run, never look back, son. You live by the gun and you're gonna die young.